Hey guys, GetZoomed here, and today's tutorial is how to make text like this in Cinema 4D, and then how to render it out into Photoshop. So first things first, I'm just going to delete these two and go back from the beginning. You can go here, go to text, have whatever you want, and then extrude NURBS. Drag text into extrude NURBS, and you get 3D text. I personally, and most people as well, like to go to text object, and then straight away there it is. So for today we're going to have tutorial. There we go. Next thing to do is to change the depth. The depth needs to be changed varying on the fonts, so and the graphics you're doing. If you want something big and bold, you want a fairly nice depth that doesn't ruin the image. If you just want something like I don't know, a tag at the bottom of a picture, then have a smaller depth. Today, because of the font I'm going to use, I'm going to have 50. Right, now we're going to go to our font. I'm going to choose the Batman font because it's quite popular and it looks nice in Photoshop too. There we go. We'll make it bold so it's easier to see. And there's our 3D text. Right, now we're going to go to caps. We're going to make it fillet cap. It looks a bit angrier, sort of. It emphasizes the points on the edge. Okay, I've already got my materials made, so we're going to have red on this one. And the next thing to do is hold down Control and then copy and then paste it. This gives you a second layer and you can add a different color. You don't have to do this, it just looks nice if you do. We're going to delete the old material so we get the white. Don't worry, I know it's over the top of your old layer, but we can fix that. We're going to change the steps on this one to 5 and the radius to 10. Now we go back to object, change the depth to 25. You can have it half of the original depth, 3/4 of the original depth. I usually use 3/4, but for today I'll use half just to make it easier. Now you're going to drag this into the middle of the red text. There you go. We have our nice 3D text. Just going to drag that up a bit. Okay, now to render it ready for Photoshop, you're going to go to your render settings. You're going to go custom settings. Because I've got demo version, I can only have 640 by 400. Next, you're going to go to save. You're going to save it as what you want and where you want. So I'm going to put mine on the desktop. I'm going to call it tutorial. Next, you make sure you select the PNG and then you tick alpha channel. We go here. I'm going to have it best. And then 2x2 and 1x1. Don't ask why, it's just what I like. Now here is where you can change the rendering time. So you can do all of this to get better effects if you're a pro at Cinema 4D, and if you are, why the hell are you watching this? If you just want to change the rendering time so you get a better quality image, or a same quality image but just slower rendering time, or faster rendering time, sorry, you change the ray depth to 6 and then reflection depth to the shadow depth 6. This makes the rendering time really quick, and I'm going to use it for the tutorial today. I've also added this. This makes a nice shadow effect. Now we're going to render it out. While that's rendering, we're going to go to Photoshop and make our next project. So I'm going to use 500 by 250 again today. There we go. We've got our project. Let's quickly add a background to it. Just a quick gradient. There we go, that'll do for now. Let's work on the gradient a bit more. That's a bit boring. Anyway, here we go, we've got our text. It's ready, and we can go to Photoshop, File, Place, and then it should be straight away there if you've got it set to date modified, sorry, it's when it was last made. Here we go, we've got a text and it's got no background because as you can see the awful gradient. And there we have it. Just make sure you rasterize the layer, so when you're changing stuff around, you can go to Filter, Render, and you can add lens flares and lighting effects. I'll just add a lens flare really quickly. You can also do that in the program itself. It just yeah, to do that, you go here. You're gonna hold down on this one, hold down left click, sorry, on this one, and choose light. Now you're gonna drag your light to where you need it to be. Lights can go in varying places depending on where you want them to be and how you want them to affect photo. I like to try and get mine in the middle of the text, just so you can see all of it and you get a shade on the last bit. Okay, there you go. If you go into light as well, you can add different things. You can make it a lens flare by going to lens effects and choosing from one of these. You can also add shadow by going to shadow and then choosing that. This affects your rendering time as well, so I'd suggest only using shadow maps if you've got a really pants computer like me, or ray traced if you've got a pro computer or a Mac. And there we go, that concludes today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope the awful gradient didn't kill you. If it did, please subscribe anyway. That's all. Hey guys, I forgot to say at the end of the video, but this is what you can do once you're finished rendering your text and once you get good at it. It's just a quick example. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. If you want it, private message me on YouTube.